Hello my dear friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Barbara and today we're going to be looking at Mercury in the third house. So very excited to get into this video. This video is for you if you do have this placement. If you're a cross watcher, welcome as well. This is going to be Western and tropical astrology, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at what Mercury means in the third house, which very much is similar because Mercury is ruled by the third house. And then we're going to put it all together. So Mercury is the planet of communication. It's the planet of your thoughts, your intellect. It's how you communicate your intellect. It's also all about your siblings, short distance travel. It can even be technology because technology does connect us with other people in terms of communication. Now, the third house is very much this. Okay, it's ruled by the sign of Gemini, and really it's all about your communication. It's how you communicate things. It's how you communicate maybe with your siblings. It can also deal with short distance travel. So very, very similar here. So you basically have Mercury in its home house. Now here, the sign that you have is going to basically make a huge change as to how this energy is going to be expressed. Because when Mercury is in the third house, it likes to be here. You guys are going to be highly intelligent, highly social. You guys are going to be fast thinkers, maybe fast talkers. You guys are going to maybe be expressive in the way that you guys speak. Maybe you guys are going to use your hands. It really, really depends, again, on what sign you guys have in here. But really what's going on with this house is like you guys are meant to be the masters of communication. It's all about the written or the spoken word. So you guys could have this inner desire where you guys just want to write something. You guys want to write a book or maybe short form. Again, it depends really what sign you have in here. Because sometimes, again, because Gemini is so much like, I want to do this and I want to do that, and you kind of jump from thing to thing, you guys might be more so interested in a short form writing. So it can be things like poetry, maybe things like Twitter, maybe one-liners, or whatever it is, maybe writing logos, catchphrases for companies. So really when you have this placement, you guys are going to basically have to work in a field where you guys are either communicating, so you're either being heard through speech. It could be things like stand-up comedy. Sometimes that Gemini third house energy can be very much funny. Or it can be things like you guys are writing something, right? So you guys are maybe an author, or you guys work for a newspaper or a magazine. It can be things like marketing. It can be things like PR, saving people in situations where they say something wrong, right? You guys come through and you write a little paragraph and a little blurb for that particular person or celebrity or whoever it is. But all jokes aside, like that's really what it is. When you guys have that Mercury in the third house, you guys know how to speak. You guys know how to communicate. You have a way with words. Now, what I have seen sometimes with this particular placement, this is why I'm saying it really depends what sign you have in there. Sometimes what can happen is that these individuals can either not speak from a young age. Okay, so there could be an energy of that. They could have trouble with speaking. They could have speech delays or speech impediments. There's always some sort of theme revolving speech with these individuals. So it really depends what sign you have in there. It's going to tell you a little bit more information. Sometimes these people can also struggle to communicate, struggle to get their thoughts out, or they could be very much misunderstood because it's like there's so many things that are going on in their heads. That Gemini Mercury energy, the third house, is very good at compartmentalizing because it is also ruled by Virgo. So you guys can really, really access this by being like, okay, I'm dealing with this thing now, and then I'm going to deal with this, and then I'm going to deal with that. These people are going to be very intelligent. They're going to know everything, everything. It's really the energy of jack of all trades, but master in none. You guys can very quickly fall into the energy of not being interested in finishing certain things because it's like it's not holding your interest anymore. You guys have moved on to the next thing. It's very immature in that sense where it's like, okay, like this project isn't giving me the result that I'm looking for, on to the next thing that's more stimulating. It's more interesting for me, because that's the thing with the Mercury energy as well. It's like sometimes the area that it's in, so the house that you guys have it in, you guys are constantly looking for stimulation in that house. So you guys are constantly going to want to learn new things. And this is why you guys are going to pull out the most random facts, because you guys learned it, but maybe you guys don't know anything else. Let's say it's in science or whatever it is. Don't know anything about the chemistry of whatever it is, but you guys maybe know like the compound name. You guys like discovered it somewhere. So that's the thing, highly intelligent. You guys are going to know a lot of things, but the biggest suggestion for this particular house is to basically hone your energy in on one thing. Because when you guys do that, you guys are very good at, multitasking, being like, okay, I'm doing this, and then I'm going to do that. But it's like this thing that you have done has to already be done. You know what I mean? It's like, it can't be something that it's like you started this and you started this. You guys can't really do that. That's the thing. Because it's like, if this doesn't pique your interest anymore, you guys are going to move on to this thing, and you guys kind of keep moving on until basically nothing gets done. And that's a huge flaw that I've noticed with this particular placement is like, they're going to have a lot of unfinished projects. They really are. But this is why astrology is amazing, because we learn this energy about us, and then you have to learn how to hone it and be like, okay, I'm going to finish this first, and then I'm going to work on that. Let's say it's a business, because this placement could be very good in business as well. Again, depending on what sign you have in there. And it really depends on the rest of your natal chart as well. But regardless, let's say you have something that you're doing in your business and you want to basically finish this aspect of your business first. I don't know, let's say it's making a website. You guys have to finish that first before you move on to the next thing. you guys can't be making your website and looking at this and reading about this, and then you have like 15 tabs open, and then somehow you've gone like down the rabbit hole and now you're looking up like some random person's birth chart. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's like the train of thought. It's like it starts with this, and then it's like there's all of this in between, and it's like it's really interesting to see how they've gone from this to this, because it's like sometimes it's like day and night in terms of contrast. Like, it's just like it's such an amazing mind, highly intellectual. You're always going to have interesting conversations with these people. They'll make you laugh, they'll keep you intellectually stimulated for sure, because they want to be intellectually stimulated. But don't be surprised if you're messaging with these people, or if you're the one who's messaging people, it's like you forget that you're even talking to them. You know what I mean? And the person on the receiving end is kind of like, hey, we're in the middle of a conversation. You're now like literally you've traveled all the way to like, I don't even know, Australia, and you forgot. That's the thing. You can be forgetful when you do have this placement, because there's so much going on. There's a lot of mental energy. So when you guys have a lot of this mental energy, and I find this happens for a lot of those air houses, the best thing to do is basically find an outlet for it. So write it out. You know, it's like, okay, I have these thoughts, and then organize your thoughts and organize everything, because otherwise it's always going to be scattered. You guys might come off flaky to people, you guys might come off inconsistent to people, and sometimes Gemini energy, like the third house, can fall into people pleasing. So it's like sometimes you guys might not actually communicate what it is that's on your mind because you want to keep everyone happy. Like, there could be an energy of this as well. So again, writing things out and like working things through, and sometimes weighing things out, and, you know, figuring out a way to say things, because it's like once you guys hone that skill, you guys are going to be like the masters of communication. You're going to be really good at it. Very creative. It's a very, very creative house, very intellectual. And it's like, again, you guys are probably going to have friends from like all ages, all ranges, all walks of life, like all these types of things, because it's like, again, you guys are highly intelligent. You guys connect with people for different reasons. And then again, it's through these stories, through people speaking to you, you guys learn more. That's the thing. You guys are always going to be learning. But again, you guys have to find a way to hone that energy in, because it's like, this almost like a computer up there. There's just like so much like typing at all times. It just doesn't stop. Like, these people are going to need a lot of stimulation at all times, because sometimes Mercury, where it is going to constantly need stimulation in that area. So things like even short distance travel could be very much enlightening for you guys. Good way to just clear the mind, you know? It's like, okay, you like switch up the environment, and it's like you're getting rid of all that mental energy and that mental fog, because it's like sometimes it's great to know a lot of things and have a lot of information, but it's like if you're not applying it, it's just taking up space in your head, just creating that fog literally for no reason. Now, one more thing I do want to mention before I do wrap up this video is that this placement can also sometimes be a transporter of gossip. Keep this in mind. That's what I've noticed as well with this particular placement. Sometimes they can like be like, oh, how did everyone around me get into an argument? And they don't realize that it's like they took what this person said, told that person without realizing, because it's like, it's innocent in that way is really what it is. Like, it can be a very much an innocent placement where it's like, because they talk so much, things just like come out sometimes without them even realizing. There could be that energy where it's like, if there's conflicts, you know, people come to you and they tell you things, and it's like you guys might transport the information around. So something to watch out for. And another thing, bouncing off of that very like childlike energy, sometimes this placement can be immature. They can be immature in terms of their speech, or even immature in terms of like the way that they're perceiving things. You can be stuck in like a childlike energy. That could really happen as well with this placement. But again, it depends what sign you have in there. So this is my quick little video on Mercury in the third house. I do hope you guys did enjoy my video. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you all have a beautiful rest of the day.